what we came to do. Just vibe with it. Vibe with it. Be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do. Just vibe with it. Vibe with it. Vibe with it.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Team B, episode 2. And it's nice to see that we're actually complete this time around.
I made it.
You woke up, Jutt.
Yep.
Thank you for waking up. It's an honor.
Thank you for having me today.
Pambawi naman yung long sleeves mo eh.
3/4 choke.
Sorry. My bad.
I'm not even wearing shorts.
Yep. We actually don't wear pants on the show. We just wear shirts. That's what we do. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Team B, where we talk about hoops here on Wusa Studios, episode 2. Yes, we actually do have an OBB now.
Yup.
Na literal Team B lahat ng pinakita natin except si Kiefer Ravena.
Yeah, and we love Kiefer.
Huh?
We love the Phenom as much as non-Athenians could love Kiefer.
As a Lasallian could.
Although I hear that's a trend now. Lasallians love
Oh
Kiefer.
yeah. It's a thing.
Have you re-welcomed him into the green and white
Actually,
community?
parang ano lang, one sport pa lang, hindi siya
Bailo.
hindi pa siya
And it's not
multi-sport.
even basketball.
Hindi pa basketball.
Nasa lista in law.
Oh.
Si Kiefer. But we love the Phenom. However, it's a stretch to put him there because I don't think he was ever part of a Team B.
Never. Parang hindi pa.
But as far as this podcast goes, then welcome Kiefer, and welcome everybody else.
Yes, welcome to the show. We have a lot of basketball to talk about today. We have your PBA Finals. We have your conference awards to give away, plus some newsmakers along the way. But first, it's time to shout a shout-out here. That's how we start this show, where we give a little shout-out to anyone in the basketball world, regardless of league, like how good they really are. You know, if you want to shout out to that person that dunked on you or something like, or na-crossover ka, ganon, okay
True.
lang. Pwede. Jutt, you want to start out? Who do you want to shout out to?
Since shoutouts are for anyone, I want to shout out to the batch 07 of Don Bosco Makati. I played with them for the Alumni League. We got cut in the semis. Pero
Okay.
at least shout out na lang. No? We get that.
Yeah, I mean, if you won, whoever won did not get a shout out on
Yup.
Team B. Hello.
In true
Yeah.
Team B fashion.
Naglag kami sa semis eh, so high na lang.
2 points yung last shot eh.
Puta naman, pare. Oh well.
Shout out.
Nico.
Yeah, I wanna shout out to Roy Hibbert
Oh, nice.
of the Indiana Pacers. No one has gone through more scrutiny from his own teammates, his own fan base, and from everyone else outside of Roy Hibbert. But you know, he's shown up in the last 3 Pacer wins. Roy Hibbert has been Roy Hibbert again.
Yes.
And wherever it is, he found the mental toughness, the intestinal fortitude to get over that huge hurdle and just play basketball. I don't know. I didn't think he had it in him. I didn't think that Roy Hibbert was the most mentally tough player in the NBA, but apparently he is. And he was great again today in their win. So, hey, congratulations, Roy Hibbert.
He has some really weird ears, though.
What?
I don't know. I just realized it a while ago. I was watching the game, and he was taking free throws, and his ears look really weird.
I've never
Check it out.
seen.
If you're watching this right now, i-google mo Roy Hibbert ears. Malay mo may makita ka. Pero
If you've noticed it, someone else
so
has
exactly.
probably.
It looks really weird. Parang saktong pang sisig eh.
Wow.
Yung ganun, parang pwede mong i-chop-chop going sisig.
Is it too big, too small?
It goes in. It's like this goes out and then this goes in like this. It kind of looks like Spock. A little bit. Kaya na medyo malabo eh. Malabo talaga eh. But, you know.
Maybe it helps decrease his hearing.
Yeah.
Which would help because
Yeah.
everyone's been saying shit about him.
Speaking of which, if there was one story that you believed, what would it be? That he was gay?
With the Pacers?
Or that he was Paul George slept with his wife. Which one would you be like, yeah, it has to be that one?
If you had to believe one thing.
Either way, Paul George was having sex.
Yeah.
It just depends on which Hibbert.
I wouldn't put it past Paul George, to be honest, to
Yeah.
sleep with Roy Hibbert's wife.
Yeah, me neither.
Considering the year Paul George has had.
Yeah.
With the stripper, with Doc Rivers' daughter.
Yeah.
With that girl or dude whom he sent his naked pictures to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Paul George has got to be like the horniest NBA player
right now.
It's either that or he's the most reckless. Diba? Parang tayo na, imagine mo na daig mo si Delonte West. Ganon.
No, I think, you know what it is? You know how some NBA players, they become new rich?
Yeah.
They have that new money, nouveau rich.
Yeah.
They have all that money out of nowhere and they start spending like crazy. You'd imagine Lance Stephenson to be this way.
Yes.
Like he get his paycheck and he gets his new contract and he's just gonna buy a Lamborghini,
Yeah.
even though he can't really afford it.
Uh-huh.
I think Paul George is like that guy in high school. Nung third year kayo, medyo marami siyang pimples, di siya katangkara, medyo chubby siya. Nag-summer, in-enroll siya ng dad niya sa gym.
Oh, yon.
Tapos nag-growth spurt.
Sakto.
Tapos
Eskinol.
nag-proactive.
Oh,
ganon.
proactive.
Parang si
Oh.
Bieber, nag-proactive.
Parang si Bieber.
And then he comes in. then he comes in your senior year. This motherfucker has fucking abs.
Yeah.
All of a sudden has grown to become 6'2", has great hair, and is new attractive.
Yes.
And then he just starts hitting on all the girls.
Oh, yon.
Doesn't know how to do it. Doesn't know how to do it well.
Oh.
But he just does it. He just does it. Gets away with it kasi guwapo na siya.
Oh.
I think that's what's happening to Paul George.
Probably. My shout out will go out to Paul George. Just for that. Just for that. You know? Just because he's bagong guwapo.
Yeah.
Bagong guwapo.
Bagong guwapo.
Bagong guwapo, bagong yaman.
Oh, ngayon lang siya naging pogi eh. Kaya-
Saka, he had a growth spurt this year.
Yeah.
He went
Diba?
from 6'8" to 6'10"
Oh my God,
this year.
ito na yun, nagpatuli na siya. He's so proud of it, diba? I can show this to the world. Fantastic work, Paul George. You get my shout out for being the horniest guy in the NBA.
So that's our new Indiana Pacers rumor.
yeah.
They got
Yeah.
fucked up and Paul George's game dipped kasi nagpatuli siya.
Yes. Yun.
Kaya pala parang pabuka ka siya tumakbo ngayon sa court.
Medyo sakang yung shorts. Wala yung short. Kasi wala yung hati sa gitna eh.
Yung jump shot niya pang Ski Jones. Nakabuka ka. Ski Jones!
All right, so there you go. That's our shout out. That's just the start of the show. We used up 10 minutes on that, I guess. Cool. Okay, we're going to talk about the PBA Finals right now. Game 2 in the books. We are level at 1 apiece between Talk and Text and, let's see here, San McCoffee. Of course, San McCoffee shocking the world, getting the first win of the series, the first loss for Talk and Text of the conference. Second game came back in the fourth quarter, tried to make it a game, but it was just too much Talk and Text at the end. Jason Castro showed why he is the best point guard in Asia. Your thoughts so far in the series, Jutt?
I really thought it would be a series that would go down the wire. As in 5 games talaga. But I didn't think San McCoffee could get the first one. Pero at the end of the day, ito yung scenario na gusto nila eh. This was where they were at in the first 2 in the past 2 conferences. They were down, underdogs, pagod, di ba? Game 7 din sila noon. Length of a series than before. And this is the position that they love being in. When people feel that they have no chance anymore or mauubusan yan in the end. But they pull out eventually. I mean, they get the job done.
Yeah, so did Paul George. Paul George pulled out.
He should at some point.
We're going to have a lot of Paul George jokes in this show. Okay.
I think it was a matter of time before Talk and Text would lose one. I mean, I think last week we were talking about it and we said that this isn't going to be a perfect conference for them, not against San McCoffee in the finals. I think if Norman could have picked at least one game that he would lose, he would rather that it was the first game. I mean, so it's out of the way. You're not in too big of a hole. And then maybe it's the kick that Talk and Text needed. And in that second game, you really saw, a Talk and Text team unlike how they've been all conference. I mean, they've been excellent sa buong conference. Pero yung galing ka sa talo, you're down in a series, and you're like, what, fuck, pwede pala tayo matalo. Let's, let's get our shit together. And I think that's what we saw in Game 2. I agree with Judd. I think we're gonna go Game 5 with this just because of how well Tim Cone coaches after losses.
Yes.
And how well he adjusts those tiny little things, whether it's playing this guy 2 more minutes or playing this guy 5 minutes less, or running this play a little bit more against this team. Tim Cohn is so good at that he's been able to win championships with a tired, injured, battered team. And that's what he's trying to do again. So whether or not he can win 2 more games in this series is a big question mark for me, but at least 1 more game for sure.
No, definitely. And then when I was watching the first game, and you could see that it's really going to come down to coaching. I think these two teams are heavily stacked. They have the right individual talents, but it's Coach Norman against Coach Tim again. 2 Grand Slam coaches, 2 coaches that know how to make adjustments, know when to make adjustments. And it's what we've seen so far. I mean, game 1, it was Tim making the adjustments to get the win. In game 2, it was Coach Norman making adjustments to get the win. And then Jason Castro. I think that, hands down, Jason Castro is the best individual talent on the court at any time he plays. He can play anywhere in the Philippines right now, and he will be the best individual talent. Nakita natin nung game 2 that was really it. If it wasn't for him, they would have lost that game. Ranidel has been kind of missing all throughout this conference. I don't know what's happening to Ranidel. He might have met Paul George. but yeah, I mean, it's so fun to see how Coach Norman uses Jason now. Parang, ikaw na.
Yeah.
Let Jason be Jason. I think he looked at Jason Castro and saw Ryan Buenafe and said, do you, okay? You do you, and then bahala ka na. We'll take care of the rest.
There's a Ryan Buenafe, Paul George joke in there
Yeah,
somewhere.
exactly. You'll have sex with...
I mean, who would have thought that Ryan Buenafe is the Paul George of the Philippines?
Wow.
Or is Paul George the Ryan Buenafe of the NBA?
well, he does not as plump.
He hit big threes today.
No, he did.
hit big threes in the
he did.
playoffs, so that's Buenafe-esque.
Esque.
I think in all seriousness, I think another good point worth noting is what Tim Cohn said after the first game. Was that, yeah, we broke the streak and all that, but our team, I mean, all that is just poggy points.
Yeah.
Breaking the streak is all that is just poggy points. I don't know who it is that taught Tim Cohn that
Poggy
phrase,
powers.
poggy points, and why he's so adept to using it. I mean, he uses it. I mean, obviously his Tagalog is very good after decades in the Philippines, but I mean that's just corner slang. You know what I mean? I don't know kung sino nagturo sa kanya ng poggy points, and how often does he use it in a day?
Yeah. Because he felt very comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, his entire post-game speech was centered around poggy, and he kept saying it too. It really threw me off. And he was like, our team, we've resigned to playing well, playing within the team, and we're just not after poggy points anymore. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, after Joseph Yo's hashtag larong mayaman, I mean, and now Tim Cohn's hashtag poggy points. Wow. I mean, sino pinapatamaan niya?
Malamang hindi si Baroka. I mean, because Baroka does not, hindi siya yung naglalaro para maging pogi eh. I mean, he's not trying to...
There's a Mark Baroka, Patrick Beverly joke in there somewhere, right?
No, I mean, I'm not saying it in the way that you guys think. I mean, Baroka is the type of player...
Kami pa.
No, I mean, him and Beverly are both excellent defenders at the point guard position.
And they're pesky defenders.
There you go.
They do the grunt work.
Yeah.
They don't do what they do to look pretty. Kumbaga, ganon. And I love it that somebody took a picture of when they posted that. See, I think that was J Mark. I think it was Fire
Probably
Kinito,
J Mark.
Na yung kinote niya na we're not looking to get poggy points. Tapos may picture na si Baroka nakaganon. Tapos si James Yap nakaganon, tapos si PJ Simon nakaganon sa kanya. Tapos tumatawa na sila. It's like, wow! Wow, we really went there. Wow. Moving forward though, Game 3. This one is in Araneta, I believe. We're not yet in Phil Sports.
Are you sure it's not in like San Juan, Purok Tres, basketball court?
Dun daw sa may hoop center. Who's gonna take Game 3?
Game 3, I think, will go to talk and text. I think they have enough push to get Game 3. Tapos, San Miguel feel that their backs are against the wall in Game 4 and pull out with a win. Why am I saying pull out again?
I don't know.
Paul George.
I don't know. It's tough to call this series.
Yeah.
It's always tough to.
Yeah.
I've made it before. I've seen San Mig Coffee lose in a series before, in a game inside a series, and see them play so poorly and call the next game against them as well, based on how badly they played in that loss. But then the thing with Tim Cohn, like what I was saying, is he's really at his best when his back's against the wall, when it's a game where he just got beat really badly. I mean, remember that series, was it against Rain or Shine, where they got beat really badly, like by 20 or by 30, and we're like, oh, there goes Alvi Coffee. And they come back and then they play better. So I might have to give it to Tim Cohn on this one, just for argument's sake, just because I think that after a loss like that, he makes the right adjustments.
What are your thoughts on this whole benching James Yap and Mark Pingris in the fourth quarter? I mean, I think everybody's making a bit of a deal about it. I mean, they were down big, and Tim is the type of coach that will settle down. I mean, he'll be like, okay, 6 minutes to go, mukhang wala na to, sige, bitaw na lang tayo. I mean, he is that type. He'll rest his players. But do you think that there might be anything a little bit more to that? You think he's trying to egg on Pingris and James Yap for not showing up in that last game?
Personally, I don't think so. Like, I think James Yap, if he hasn't been playing well in the first few games of this series, maybe that happens. Maybe that's the reason why he gets benched in the fourth. Or Pingris as well. But these two have performed. James Yap, sinek and guess na natin for the past conferences, maybe for the past season, is he really still the main guy of SMC? But in the semis and in game 1 of this series, of this finals, he proved to us that he still is. He made those big shots, halos di sumala nung game 1. So I don't think there's more story than, okay, white flag na ako, let's get game 3.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, Aaron, you're right. Tim Cohn, he's really, and if you're a good coach, you do this. You look at the series as a whole. You don't let your pride get in the way of losing a single game, especially if you're up 1-0 in a series anyway. Kasi yung kalaban mo yung naghahabol and they're just trying to tie you, which was their situation in game 2. But I think what San Mig Coffee fans, or what people who are looking at that scenario and saying that it's a big deal, I think what they should see is that James Yap and Mark Pingris, they get benched in the fourth quarter all the time.
All the time. It happens a lot.
If you've ever seen these games where it's Sangalang, Melton, PJ, and Baroka who make that big run, and sometimes it's Rafi Rivas as their fifth
Joe.
guy, or sometimes it's Joe, it's Rafi, and then you just go on PJ and Baroka shoulders. If you look at those five that finishes that game, there's no Baroka.
Nope.
There's no James. There's no Pingris. It happens all the time. It's the same way that sometimes Baroka doesn't see the court for the entire fourth quarter because Melton's having a crazy game.
Or because PJ Simon is posting up on Jimmy Alapag every freaking possession.
There you go. Or like Malyari's got that hot hand, which he had in the finals the last conference. It happens all the time. Hindi lang natin napapansin because the other players eke out the win.
Yes.
And they tried to do that the last time. And this is why Tim Cohn is such a good coach, is because, and this is why wala ring papogi points yung mga players niya, because they understand, okay James, okay Ping, you guys are my two cornerstones, but I'm gonna sit you down now. I'm gonna hit 2 birds with 1 stone. Papahinga ko kayo for game 3, and I'm gonna roll the dice with these younger legs. If we get the win, we get the win. If we don't, pahinga kayo, we're ready for game 3.
I think if they got it down to 2, maybe 1, then I would see James and Ping back in there.
Yeah.
I mean, why change it when the lineup that he had on the floor was making the run?
Right.
Diba? Why change that? Sit down the players that are not the ones that are making the run, give reward to those that are, and you're done. I mean, that's the way that I see it.
Yeah, I mean, and yung team ng San Mig Coffee kasi, the team that makes runs for them, it's that hound dog of a combo with Baroka, Melton, and Alex Malyari. I mean, it's really those 3 guys trapping. I mean, that's how they get 8-0 runs. That's how they get 10-2 runs that make up for yung lamang ng kalaban. And then they put in James and PJ for that knockout blow. I mean, that's really the blueprint of San Coffee.
All right.
Yeah,
But
and I agree with both of you. Like Aaron, you said if it was down to a 2-point, 1-point game, if it was down to a last possession, they needed a big shot to nail the win.
yun.
Diba? Would you, keep James up in the bench? Syempre, you'd make him take the big shot as much as possible.
Or you'd put him out there just to be a decoy. Either way, you put him on the
Either
floor.
way, you want him
exactly.
there.
Now on the other end, game 5 of the PBA semifinals when they sat down Mays. That one was legit. That one they were having some problems there.
Yeah.
That was some real shit right there. I mean, I don't know what they said. I don't know what was said. I don't know what Mays and Tim Cohn were on, but they were fucking going at it. They were jawing at each other. That's all I know. I don't know anything else, but I don't know what was said. But hey, that's the way that it goes. For Talk and Text, this team has been here before. They've been in the finals before, but they haven't been there recently. Mm-hmm. Do they have more hunger to get it than San Mig Coffee, or does San Mig look at that Triple Crown and say, I want to get that?
I go back to what I said last week that I want Talk and Text to win this one just to avoid the confusion of is this a Grand Slam for San Mig Coffee? Because technically it's not.
Yes.
It is 3 straight championships for 3 straight conferences. So it does fit the requirements of a Grand Slam, but it didn't happen in a single calendar season. So what is it? What are you gonna call it? Is Tim Cohn now a 2-time Grand Slam winner? It's too confusing for me. That being said, I want Talk and Text to win it. As far as
For selfish reasons. Masyado kaming bobo.
Coach Tim and Joe and everyone San Mig Coffee that we love. It's not that I'm rooting against you. I'm just rooting against my own confusion.
Yes.
But that being said, I think with 2 veteran teams like this, I think hunger is not as much of a factor as it was if you had a team like San Miguel Beer who got in the finals. I mean, if there's a hungrier team, Jesus Christ, it's they haven't eaten in years.
Ginebra.
Ginebra is gonna be a very hungry team, and if you put them in a quick best-of-5 final series, hunger could really determine a championship for them. But as far as Talk and Text and San Mig Coffee, I think we go back to what we said at the top of the discussion. It's just like, these are 2 veteran teams that are so stacked with coaches that are so very unemotional now when they attack this game that it's just whoever will play best. I mean, it's stupid and it's simplifying things, but whoever will play best in 5 games will win a championship.
By next week, by our next episode, this series would have been done, even if it goes 5 games. And we've said it a lot before na parang you don't want San Mig Coffee in a do or die game 5.
Yes.
You never want to be facing Mark Pingres and the rest of the mixers ng do or die. But then in this situation, parang Talk and Text might just have enough to stop that, put an end to that do or die streak ng San Mig Coffee.
All right. Well, there you go. This is discussion for their PBA finals. Now we look back at the conference that was. We're gonna give away our conference awards. Both serious and not so serious awards we shall be giving away. Our first one, of course, is your BPC. Who wins Best Player of the Conference? There are quite a few names that come out there on top. Weird one was that Sean Anthony was on top of the statistical points because he only played 7 games and they were mostly wins in the playoffs because he was injured. So are we really going to include Sean Anthony? No.
I think he won't have enough ups to win it.
No.
Yeah, maybe you can pass on him.
I think we give Sean Anthony
Special
We have to give him a special award.
yung mas maliit na trophy
sa
Interbarangay.
Siya yung Team B.
Yeah, siya yung Team
BPC.
Team BPC. Yeah, for Sean Anthony. Not because we don't think he's skilled, not because we don't think he deserves an award. I tell you, if he finished out that semis playing the way he did, which he probably would have, I would have no problem in the world giving it to Sean Anthony. But I just don't think he played enough games. So statistically,
he got married.
And he got married.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay ka na, bro.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah. The whole Achilles thing, though, it ain't
Yeah.
no joke. So I wish Sean the best.
Yes.
One of the absolute nicest guys
Yeah.
you'll ever meet in the PBA. I mean,
Yeah,
the three of
definitely.
us, we're fortunate enough to work very closely with the players. And, we get to talk to them sometimes during games. It's a league full of really nice guys. Sean Anthony, all PBA nice guys. All PBA.
We should do that one time, an all PBA nice guys.
None of the guys who've ever guested here will get on.
No.
No Joe, no Ross, no Gabe,
No
believe
Gabe,
it or not,
no.
no Saul,
No
no
Saul?
LA.
Oh, no.
Oh, no,
No,
LA.
no, no,
And
no.
apparently,
No.
no Tony De La Cruz.
Apparently not.
I want to put him there.
You can.
You
But I
can.
can't
Joe
now.
said.
You can. So who is our BPC? Well, individually,
Individually, this is just because votes aren't in yet.
No,
So we're
yeah.
talking SPs right now.
this is your vote. This is your vote. Who, if you could vote
me.
for the BPC, who would it be?
I gotta give it to Mr. Lava Lava.
Wow.
Asita Lava. It's people really talk about the age a lot, and you can't deny it. Pero in this scenario, hindi lang siya. We're not just giving it to him because of age.
Oo.
It's not just.
It's not an
"Ah, ang
honorary-
galing kasi dahil
It's not a
40."
lifetime achievement.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah, we've been giving a lot of those awards, haven't we?
Because at his age, sure, grabe yung ginagawa niya. Pero he actually is, next to Sean Anthony, the top BPC candidate
Yeah.
when it comes to SPs. Averaging 14 points and 10 rebounds, close to 11 rebounds a game. It's not,
That's not easy.
yeah, that's not easy. Especially at 41.
Yeah.
I think if you take a team that's not supposed to go anywhere, as far as you took them to a do-or-die game in the semifinals, beating a 2 seed with a twice-to-beat advantage, with an import that doesn't really rebound as much. I mean, if you look at the top teams, if you look at your San Mig Coffee, your Talk and Text, your San Miguel Beer, these guys had imports that could pull down 20 rebounds easy if they wanted. Wes Witherspoon, you know what? Wes Witherspoon is Joseph Yo, who just happened to be 6'6".
Yeah.
Is what Wes Witherspoon is. He doesn't post up. He doesn't give you a lot of boards. He's not a great interior defender. They use him basically as a point guard, and he likes to shoot threes above everything else. So you're doing this in a conference. What ASI is doing this in a conference where the imports are fucking massive. Richard Howell, if you haven't seen Richard Howell in real life, yeah, that guy is scary. That guy is scary. Mays too,
Oh,
James
dude.
Mays.
Oh, yeah, Mays.
Fucking A. Yancy Do Campos standing next to James Mays makes Yancy look.
Like Jimmy.
So I think that ASI, yeah, I mean, you throw the age out the window
Yeah.
because, I mean, you don't want to give out awards because,
Yeah.
oh, he was great for a 41-year-old. No, ASI was great. Let me
Period.
tell you right now, there wasn't anyone who did more for his team than what ASI Taulava did. And people are going to have a counter argument na, well, June Mar's a better center than ASI is. So how can you give someone the BPC if he's not the best player at his position? I think that, ASI did so much for his team as far as rebounding, as far as scoring against guys like Junmar and against imports. And they go nowhere. They go nowhere without ASI.
Yeah, and you need to realize that the BPC is really the MVP.
Right.
I mean, and he is the most valuable player on his team right now. If you really look at it, like, okay, let's cut it down to the top 4 teams that made it into the semifinals. Who was the most valuable player on those teams? Okay, for San Mig Coffee, you could say that it was Ping, but he doesn't have the stats for it. For Talk and Text, you could say that it was Jason. But Jason does not have all the stats there consistently either. And then you look at Air 21 and then you say, it really is ASI.
And you can't count rain or shine because they only had 7 players by the end of the semis.
Exactly. and I think one coach.
Yeah.
All the assistant coaches, everyone got thrown out. But ASI was the most valuable player to his team in the top 4 teams. And I didn't think that it would be this sure, this adamant that we were that ASI was going to be our BPC, but he really is. He really is. I mean, at 41, BPC. That's the way of saying a big fuck you that I didn't make it into the All-Star game.
Yeah. And look, I think we have to appreciate Asi as long as we still can. If you really think about it, that the legacy that Asi Taulava is leaving behind is that a lot of guys, like us in our age group, grew up watching
Yes.
Asi from the PBL, and then he entered and he had that run with Talking Tex and playing with Jimmy and the crazy hair and so on and so
all
forth.
the bands he had it on his fingers
Yeah.
and his bicep and shit. I
And then
don't know
there
what
was
the
a
fuck that was
3-point
doing.
shooting Asi.
Yeah, well, that was wrong. That was wrong.
That was strange.
And then Fat Assy.
Yeah.
Remember Fat Assy?
Yeah. And then we all loved him
Yeah.
because Shaq was big in the States
Yeah.
and we had our very own. He was charismatic. He was great with the fans. He was an outstanding player. He was an ambassador of the game. Then he went away.
Yeah.
Right?
They made him go away.
And then he retired. They played in the ABL, and he got himself back in shape, in crazy shape. Now he's back. And then you have all your nephews, and you have all your sons, if you have children watching, and they're watching the PBA, and they have their hands on their heads when Air 21 beat San Miguel Beer twice, and they're like, oh my God, Asi Taulava's my hero. You literally have 2 or 3 generations of PBA fans just falling in love with Asi Taulava over and over and over again. And you look back in the history of the PBA, there's not a lot of people who were able to do that.
No.
You know what? Asi Taulava is the Undertaker of the PBA.
Pwede.
That's what I said.
Pwede.
During like the Fox Sports coverage, we were like saying that Asi Taulava really is Undertaker.
Yeah.
Ayaw niya mamatay.
Tsaka yung bumalik nag-ibang character. Nag-biker.
Nag-biker!
Nag-biker.
Kasi
din,
umiikot
pare.
pa siya sa
Nag-ibang
ring.
finishing move.
Tangina nga, no? Yeah, and then no, the biker Asi was the ABL Asi.
Yeah.
And then when he died again,
Balik sa...
ibalik sa normal.
Yeah.
That's Asi Air 21 Asi.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Asi Taulava is the Undertaker. No matter what you do, every generation that watched WWE or the PBA, you were a fan of the Undertaker, no matter how old he was. And then that's why you don't like Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar, like whoever wins now, will be that person that stole the BPC away from Asi.
True.
Because this could be the last time that he will be this high in the running for it, that he's number 2 behind Sean Anthony. Who would have fucking thought that there's 2 Air 21 guys at the top of the SPs? Freaking A. Seriously.
It's no. I will say this though. You can search high and low, and you're not gonna find someone who's not an Asi Taulava fan at this point.
Yeah. All right.
Congrats, Asi.
Congrats, Asi. You are the Team BBPC. That's simple as that. Mythical 5. They don't really give out a Mythical 5 per conference, but we will. But we will because we're, Team B.
Team B.
What up?
We're idiots.
Yeah. Nobody's going to care anyway. Point guard. Point guard, my vote goes to Chris Ross. This guy was not supposed to be the starting point guard. He was not. This dude had no team. Now he.
That's true. I remember that time. That was a good time.
Those were fun
That
times.
was a fun time.
Fun times.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything going for him. Now he's the team captain of San Miguel. Got San Miguel to the number 2 seed. Tried his hardest. He was the one that was fighting until the very end.
No, he got fouled. He got fouled at least 8 times in that second overtime. He got fouled.
Oh, the hurt. Yeah, but he was the only one that was fighting until the very end. I mean, Junmar kind
They
of
all
wavered
fouled out.
They all fouled out. So there was nothing more that they could do. But that's why I say Chris Ross is my mythical 5 point guard right now
I have
in
to
this
agree.
conference.
I don't think there should be any question about it. Kasi
It's
we
either
saw
him or who? Baroka?
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason?
Yeah.
Oh, Jason.
But maybe Jason could fit in at the 2 guard, maybe? I don't know.
I think so
Yeah.
too. But when it comes to Chris Ross, he elevated this game, this conference. As you see him driving na sobrang tapang. That's something you didn't see from him before. Sure, sige, tinira natin siya before for not making any threes. And
No,
yun,
there was
but-
that one game he made 2 threes.
Yeah.
I was
Did
so
he?
happy. I was so
I
happy.
think he went like 2 for 7 or something like that.
And then he made his first 2 threes. He
Yeah.
was actually perfect.
Yeah.
Then this fucker kept shooting.
Yeah.
He thought he had it.
Yung tapang niya, I like it I like seeing that now from him because before he just passed the ball, try to pad his assists, but now he's trying to initiate and really take over when everyone else is backing out. So that's why I feel that goes to Chris Ross.
Yeah, I mean, I would be the last person to not be on a Chris Ross bandwagon. I've been driving the bandwagon when he was teamless.
Yes.
Well, but no, I mean, in all seriousness, Barocca's right up there. But if I were a point guard in the PBA and I could have a Dwayne Wade nightmare or a Kevin Durant nightmare, like in that commercial, and I just imagine point guard on a PBA, who would be the one person I would hate to check me full court for 40 minutes? It would be Chris Ross.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't like that guy defending because Barocca would be great at it too, but Barocca wouldn't say anything.
No.
But Chris Ross, he would be in your ear all game long. There's this one game. I was sitting right on the very first row, right, and I was eating popcorn, and Chris Ross checked this point guard. I don't even remember who. He checked this point guard full court. I think it was against Air 21, that last game before pumasok sila nung quarters. He was checking Poligrates, right? All game. Then he picked off Eloy and then took it for a layup, right? Took it for a layup and then scored 2. And then Franz calls a timeout. So Ross is supposed to go back to his bench, which is on that side. He runs over to me and daps me up, right? What? He's like, yo, you see that? Yo, you see that?
And you're like,
I was like, I got popcorn. I got butter hands, man. All right, what up? Yeah, good job, Chris.
Good job, Chris.
But yeah, he's really, his offensive game continues to grow. He has more of an understanding of what a point guard being a leader is, but he's just an absolute beast defensively.
Center, of course, has to go to Asi.
Yeah.
Power forward goes to, what? Ping? Renidel?
Could you put
Arwind?
Yeah.
Does Arwind have to get the power forward position all the time by default? J-Wash did not have a really good conference. J-Wash last conference, yes, but not J-Wash this conference.
Yeah, J-Wash got hurt.
Well, it's hard to give a power forward position because that's where a lot of the imports were.
Oh, true.
True.
Right? So, would we give 2 forwards?
This is supposed to be the Japeth Award. What the fuck are you doing,
Yeah,
Japeth?
Yeah.
exactly.
Japeth should lock up any power forward discussion every single time.
All time.
I don't. Maybe you could cheat it and go with Junmar, but that would just be really, really bad cheating. I guess I think this is the feeling that everyone does when they fill out their BPC.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I guess Arwind.
I guess Arwind, yeah. It really?
I guess
Again?
Arwind. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just leave the fucking power forward empty. That we'll leave whoever the fuck wins.
Well, let's
import.
just say that maybe Arwind should deserve it statistically, but we'd rather have Ping on our team.
Yeah.
Paraffol natin.
Small forward.
Raffle na.
Small forward, mythical 5.
Ooh, that's a good one. Sean Anthony.
Sean Anthony.
I will go with. I will go
2
with
Air
Sean
21
Anthony.
guys.
I will go
Really?
with Sean Anthony.
Really?
I will go with Sean Anthony.
Wow. Let's.
I mean,
No. Jared Dillinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared Dillinger.
Jared.
Man, we forgot about those guys. They haven't played in a while. We haven't seen Jared in a while.
I'm gonna give it to Jared. Jared had a fucking awesome conference, and it was a good comeback. It got him an invitation to Gilas. I think Jared, he would be my vote for small forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
Just
have...
that's different name.
No.
also.
You know what I do? I would go Sean Anthony stretch 4.
Puta, tapos Jared.
I'd get on
Jared.
board with you for Jared. Marshall is right there.
Yeah.
Maybe at the 2, we'll talk about Marshall. But yeah, Jared carried Meralco. I mean, they were expecting Mike to come back to play that point guard position. Jared tried his best. They played him 1 through 4 for like 45 minutes per game.
Yeah.
Jared Dillinger. But yeah, okay.
Okay. Shooting guard. Is this Jason? We have to give it to Jason.
We have to. I feel we have to. Kasi you can't miss out on the best player in the country.
You can't throw Sean Anthony in the mythical 5 and not
And-
have Jason
yeah.
Castro.
Yeah, okay. I would throw Jason. Again, it's hard to give an individual award
Yeah.
kasi to a talk and text player because much like the Spurs, they all play like 20 minutes each. But Yeah, I will probably give it to Jason. I think that Marshall is right there.
Yes.
Marshall has made the leap. If you've ever needed Marshall to make the leap, he made it this conference. He's really. I mean, if you were to pick which guy would you have coming off of a screen, catching the ball in rhythm, turning and making a three, you would have to go Marshall, Gary
Jimmy.
D, maybe Jimmy, maybe
Jeff.
Larry, Jeff Chan.
yeah.
And those are your usual suspects.
Yes.
And Marshall did not fit that bill
Yeah.
before. But yeah, I mean, everyone knows he was a great shooter. He's become an elite shooter this conference.
And the one thing that makes Marshall better than all of those guys that you said was that he's a better defender.
Right, absolutely, without question.
Yes, he will play defense. Larry does not play. Larry plays defense, but not as good as Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff does not play defense. Gary does not play defense. Jimmy has a hard time playing defense because of how small he is. That's why you look at Marshall and you say that he is could be the best natural shooting guard in the PBA.
Yeah, the most complete for
Yes.
sure. Yeah, I'd put him there.
Because I mean, like, Jason's not a real shooting guard. He's not a real point guard. He's a combo guard. So Marshall could be the most complete natural shooting guard in the PBA.
True. I mean, for everything that Gary is better at which is scoring, and yeah, you're right. Marshall's a better defender.
Okay. Now our last award is Import of the Year, of the conference rather, best import. I guess we're down to Howell and to Mays. They're the ones that made it. You could still throw in Wes Witherspoon in there if you want to, but the fact that he has still worn the same shoes that he's worn since like the third grade. Dude, you need to get some new taxis, man. Tangina may butas na, pro. Please. Tangina, professional basketball player ka. Nananawagan po kami. Tangina, bumili ka ng sapatos naman. Tangina.
We got size 14s
Come
here,
on,
right?
dude. I even asked him about it. I was like, dude, how long have you been wearing those freaking taxis?
Sabi nga ni MVP, sa sobrang haba ng pila sa MRT.
Di pa rin nakamili ng sapatos si Wes Witherspoon. BBC, does it go to Howell by default?
Dollard.
I need the dollar, that's what I need.
I think Howell. I don't think it's close. I don't think it's
Talaga?
Howell's. Yeah.
I'm not comfortable giving it to someone who got benched by his own coach in a do or
Yeah.
die game.
Yeah.
You're gonna give it to James Mays?
Yeah, he's going to give it
want
to... dude, okay.
I want to.
Okay.
And if you want it.
You can. We don't need to agree on everything. But, dude, he's like not good sometimes. There's no other way to put it. There are like times, there's like a good 5-minute run where you're just like, this guy sucks, man. He's just, I mean, there are times where he's awesome, where he's killing it on the board. He'll get 3 offensive rebounds in 3 possessions. But then there are like 5-minute stretches where he's missing layups.
You know what? That makes sense. He gets 3 offensive rebounds in 1 possession, but all of his own
Misses.
shots.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Oo nga, no?
Toink. Toink.
Naalala mo yung year ng 2K, yung pag nag-circle ka, pag namintis yung ginaganon, ganun mo. Parang ganun eh. Ganun yung itsura. Gumagano yung mga tayo na naka-45 rebounds ka, puro offensive. Ganun lang. That's what I see when I see Mays, dude. It's just, I don't know. I guess I follow J Mark and I read his tweets way too much because he hates Mays, dude. He hates him. He's like, fuck, you like really despise it. Like, we're gonna win this series not unless James Mays shits on its face. Like, oh, come on. Okay. So I have to give it to Howell. That's just me.
Yeah, I'll just give it to Howell because the first time I saw him, I was fucking scared of this dude.
Yeah.
I saw him and I was like, oh shit, that's a Tokatex import. Oh fuck, everybody else is screwed.
Yeah.
You guys just turned me around. It was a glass shattering moment. I think Howell deserves it kasi he knows his place in Talk and Text.
Yeah.
And he plays it. Well, talino na rin siguro ng Talk and Text with how their import recruitment kasi that's the imports they've gotten for the past conferences. But Howell has played what's asked of him and nothing more. And that's what you need when you're Talk and Text.
For me, he's better than Donnell Harvey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
More
yeah,
sound.
Yeah.
Fundamentally
I mean,
sound.
he's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. So yeah, at least we all agreed on our awards, I guess.
I guess, mostly.
Yeah,
Sure.
we hashed it out. We worked it out. Now moving forward, we're done with the awards. There's one other topic that we needed to bring up here. It's the fact that Manny Pacquiao will be joining the PBA.
Manny. Is it true? Is it legit?
Shit's
confirmed?
legit. Shit's legit. Wow.
As an
As a
owner,
playing coach.
player, and coach, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
But then let's break down what the statements were.
Okay.
He wants to join the PBA, and the way
Sure.
to do so is that he wants to be a coach and a playing coach, but he has to go through the PBA draft. And the PBA Commissioner's Office said the only way that you can do that is if you go through the same process of going through the draft.
Yeah.
And that nobody else drafts you. Will there be any other team in the fucking PBA that will draft Manny Pacquiao? If you were San McCoffey, would you draft Manny Pacquiao? Let's be serious. Let's be serious. For whatever it's worth, whatever marketing or whatever, would you draft him just to make sure that he doesn't go to Kia, or just so that you could just say, hey, fuck, I drafted Manny Pacquiao? Would you draft Manny Pacquiao?
Maybe not San McGuffey. Maybe not SMC. Any of the SMC teams. Maybe not.
What are his
Which means
endorsements?
only
Oh,
rain or
wait.
shine.
Actually, he's with SMC pala, no?
San Miguel.
Oo,
San Miguel
endorser
beer.
pala siya. Yeah, actually, they
Ta-
might do it.
imagine,
Yeah.
Imagine
They might
if he
do
was
it.
on fucking San Miguel.
You're telling me they're gonna start benching Ross and Sol Mercado
Hey!
for Manny Pacquiao minutes?
Could be. Tangina, malay mo. Dude, if Axel Doruelo got like... Oh, no. Your choice. You had a jersey to give away. Would it be... would it be...
He's a maroon! He's a maroon!
Or Marata? You had a jersey. You had a spot on the bench. Do you give it to Manny or do you give it to Marata?
Manny. Although both of them are going to be drinking up before the
Exactly. Both of them would be pretty drunk.
I know. I honestly, like, practically speaking, I don't think any team does it, because any team that will draft him...
Imagine mo yung 2K rating ni Manny pa. Yun na lang.
Siya lang yung sikat. I don't think any team drafts him because he'll just Japet on you the way Japet did for Burger King. He got drafted by a team and they
I don't wanna play.
I don't know if they fixed that. I think they have fixed that ruling
Yeah.
in the PBA, where that if a team drafts you, that you have to play or else you'll get banned. I think if you refuse to play for a team that drafted you, I think that Manny's gonna be like, fuck it,
Yeah, ban me.
All right, I just
Yeah,
wanted to
fuck.
give it a go.
Yeah. You drafted me.
I wasted a pick because that's gonna be either the 11th, 12th, or 13th pick, the last three picks of the first round.
Yeah.
Or the 14th, 15th, 16th pick, the first three
Yeah.
picks of the second round.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone. I mean, those are where we expect Kia to draft.
Yes.
So that means I don't think anyone drafts Manny in the top 10. Because you're gonna have to do that. You're gonna
Yeah,
have to draft
yeah.
Manny in the top 10 and pass up on Ganuelas, Alas,
Yeah.
Lanete,
Yeah.
and all of these guys, and
Yeah.
Jake Pascual.
Whoa! Wait, what happened?
What happened to us?
Hey!
Ronald Pascual.
and Ronald Pascual. Okay.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to, man, they got the they saw our shady ass couch.
By the way, this is where we live.
So yeah, I don't think anyone is crazy enough to pass up on a top 10 pick.
But will Kia use their first pick for Manny?
Exactly. If you were Kia and you had, let's say,
Who would be on the clock?
let's say end of first round pick would be Kevin Racal.
Yeah.
Would you go Kevin Racal or would you go Manny Pacquiao?
They would go Manny Pacquiao.
Okay.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
because I understand how
my
the
own
PBA
good.
works, and
Yeah.
I've watched basketball for a considerate amount of time, and I do it for a living.
Yeah.
But they would.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you have to understand that these three teams, the way the concessions given to them by the PBA board, they've been set up to lose horribly. For the first 2 or 3 years of their existence. Some of these teams might not even make it out of those
Yes.
first 2 or 3 years. And that's a different issue that will last us hours talking about. So I'm like, if I'm gonna lose badly, I might as well sell some tickets, sell some jerseys, and have Manny fucking endorsing Kia cars.
Yes.
And have him in a standee at every Kia dealership.
Okay, if you could put any celebrity, I mean, this whole thing. Okay, first of all, fantastic work to Kia. This is the most talked about team in the PBA, and they're not even there yet. There's still a conference and the FIBA Basketball World Cup before they can even join.
And they haven't had a basketball team outside of their interdepartment corporate
Exactly.
league. Blackwater has won a D-League championship. NLEX has won 5.
Congratulations. Good fucking job on that.
Para yung cheerleader nila, si Mami Junisha nasa
Diba?
ano ito.
Okay, if you could put any celebrity on NLEX, kailangan natin ng celebrity for NLEX. Sino yung ilalagay natin?
I wouldn't mind, to be honest with you. I think he could last 2 or 3 minutes per basketball game. I think Derek Ramsey wouldn't be too bad in an NLEX
Well,
team.
TV5 naman siya.
Yeah, yeah,
He is,
because of that league,
yeah,
yeah.
pwede.
Yeah. We played with him. We
Yeah.
played with him in the TV5 league.
But,
Dude's not bad.
partida lang daw with Derek. He's the only player that can play na walang jersey. Nakasulat yung number. Tapos sa likod,
Parang triathlete.
Tapos dito, ganun. Derek Ramsey for NLEX. Who would you want for NLEX?
Ako ano na lang, bro. Jong Hilario na lang for backflip free throws.
Putang ina, pwede.
Sample king eh.
Pwede.
Ano siya eh, philanthropic. Siya rin yung halftime show.
I would honestly, wala naman siyang connect to the team, but I think Gerald Anderson.
Yeah.
No, he almost played
Played
for
NLEX,
NLEX.
yeah.
In the D-League.
Really?
Yeah.
Star Magic or the ABS-CBN management
Yeah.
just did not sign off on his waiver. Because they knew that if he played in a D-League game,
He could go into the PBA.
and he would get
You'd
fucked
fucking-
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't play in the
What's the
D-League.
name of yung magkapatid sa FEU?
Bring us.
The Bring
Yeah,
Us
Bring
is?
Us.
Putang ina. Bring Us with fucking F up Gerald Anderson.
And he already
Pogi mo ah!
sat sa bench. He was
Yeah.
already sitting on the bench on the
Wow.
NLEX games. I think this was the first or second season.
Wow.
Dude's good enough to play there too.
Yeah, me too. I think Gerald Anderson would be. He could do it.
Yeah.
I think he could last. Now for Blackwater.
Christian Bautista.
Putang ina. Tang ina mo.
He sings the Blackwater jingle.
I don't care. Tang ina.
There's literally only one famous person attached to the Blackwater brand. It's Christian Bautista.
I don't know if he can play basketball though.
I don't know, but would you not want him to get posted up by Bo Belga? I would.
That'd be fucking funny.
Switch everything, guys. Switch.
My concern is that, di ba kailangan mo maglaro ng dalawang conference? Or pag foreigner lang yun?
In the
D-League.
Well, in the D-League, you have to play 2 conferences
To go into the PBA.
To go into the PBA.
Diba?
If you're a foreigner, however, if you're Filipino,
Okay lang.
you can
You can go straight. Kasi parang si Eloy, hindi naman or
Yeah,
si
yeah.
Junmar. Ganun.
Yeah, parang Junmar, yeah. Oh, I think you have to play elsewhere kasi Eloy played in the D-League, Junmar played in the ABL. Pero these out-of-college guys, dumidiretso eh.
Paano si Manny yan? Di
No,
naman
no,
siya-
Manny's over the age. There's an age. There's
28.
an age. 20. Oh yeah.
If you're 28,
yeah.
okay na. Okay.
That's what Banchero tried to
Yeah.
tried to do kasi he's an endorser for
Blackwater.
for San Miguel.
Ah, yeah, for
has
San
to play
Miguel,
for
yeah.
Boracay
Yeah.
Rum. So he tried to just wait it out in the ABL, but we lost an ABL team.
Yeah, so you couldn't do that anymore. So there you go. Who would your Blackwater endorser be? Blackwater player.
Blackwater. Maybe young JV.
Pwede.
He's got the handles.
Yeah, D2D of the what's the name of their crew before? Yung mga parang and one players.
Flip ballers.
Flip ballers. Yeah, he was there. He was
Talaga? Flip ballers.
Flip
pala
ballers
siya?
siya. He was D2D. He played against the and one mixtape guys when they were here. He's actually pretty good. Young JV can ball. Another one, I would try Vong Navarro.
Oh, Vong Navarro.
Vong Navarro. I think Vong could not play, but he would bring lots of people.
No, yo, you know his movie made 100 million?
Putang ina, tinalo din niya si
They
Spider-Man.
did sell better than Spider-Man.
Pati ba naman siya? Tinalo niya si Spider-Man. That will wrap up Team B.
You fuckers are gonna die.
That does it for Team B. If you're watching the replay, BNO Live is coming up next. If you're watching us, live, we're going off air for a while. If you're watching the downloadable version, enjoy the rest of your day. For Jutt Sulit, at Jutt Sulit. For Nikko Ramos, at Nikko RMS. I'm Aaron Atayde, at Aaron Atayde. We'll see you guys next week.
You're gonna die. You're gonna get killed.
Done.